come in. So yeah, I do indeed have those. Also, I'm not sure, like, for any, I got a new haircut. I got cornrows as of late. I quite, anyway. Oh, that. Save ahead for a bit, and depending how that goes, I will either continue deep into the night, or call it here. I've actually made the decision to turn off the narration for 90% of the stuff going forward, just because, like, Measurehead has such a funny voice that I want to do the voice. Yeah, like, I just want an excuse to, to flex my jowls ever so slightly to say some really weird, funny, fucked up shit. So, yeah, so I guess, I'm gonna have a little chin wag with the racist. If he lets me through, then great. And if he doesn't let me through, I had some nougat from a Toblerone stuck in my craw. No, that is not a euphemism. I wish it was though, because I could euphemistically. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? That's enough dilly-dallying for now. So yeah. Hey, dickhead.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
That's the name of the music coming up soon.
Yeah, Measurehead. He's...
Well, anyway, maybe it's just for the intros. What do you mean my body betrays my degeneracy? My body does not betray my degeneracy. The ham sandwich race will royally fuck you up. My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the abyss.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he was smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Trust me, Monsieur Al Ghul Detective. The only thing making your ladies sick is the fact that they are more hungry for your penis than they are for the local hamburgers being served by the local matinés. Fuck. Again, I wanted to do the... Okay, hopefully maybe in the next few voice lines maybe he'll actually, like, go quiet maybe. Wait, Al Ghul? Keep cans. Enough, I need you to open the door to the harbor.
Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al Ghul. You are but a vessel for the Ghul now. Very little of yourself remains. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Yeah, y'all see the vision here. This is yeah, this is just absolutely bonkers shenanigans. I'm not sure how much I've talked to Big Game about how badly I want to play a villain someday. This is some of the kind of shit I'm talking about. Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there? First, let me make this clear. I'm not drunk. I'm a cop. And I just have a drink every now and then. Everyone does. That fat racist over there, point to the lorry man. You're just him after pumping some iron. I am the police. I need you to comply now. Step closer. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to do my job here. Hello. That fat racist over there? No. You're just him after pumping some iron, Monsieur Schwarzenegger. Oh, Jesus, no, that's a nigga. Schwarzenegger! I did not mean to accidentally say a slur. It is your B4 semi-supremacist shit bullshittery trying to complex me into conjunctions of the improper verbillage. Moving on.
Look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There's a bosun right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor. Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this. Now I just need you to let me go into the harbor. The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed a man. I need to talk to your boss. Yes, we'll go with that.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Right, good idea. Wouldn't that mean I have to become a semi-supremacist myself? Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist. Oh God. Oh, this is not a good look for me specifically. Especially not as a mixed person. I mean, okay. I know I can uninternalize his racism by the sounds of it then. That's good to know. But also I don't want to have to resort to that in the first place, quite frankly. Which sucks. We'll come back to that, I suppose. Not as such, but you... Isn't Everart the Union boss white? Know anything about this? I can show him the mug! Oh, Jesus. What are those tattoos meant to me? Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, Jesus. Okay, well, maybe I should talk to him more just to find out stuff. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still have to serve him. How does that factor into your life? You keep telling yourself that. I'm sorry, of course I understand now. Deeper. I guess again, I mean, I've done this day before. I have attempted and failed to KO this man multiple times before. Like, beating this guy in an argument doesn't really matter a fat lot, because he'll never admit defeat even if you prove everything he believes wrong. Yeah, like, not that you need to be an absolute genius to do that, but, yeah. But you know what, maybe talking more will make certain things more likely or less likely, so we'll see. How does that factor into your life?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital something. Your international capital, something your race, naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I'm no communist. Communism is pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Enough of this. Yeah, my jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Only on account of, you know, I admit that communism has some good bits, and capitalism has some good bits, and capitalism is at the current moment in time the only way anything gets done, or is likely to get done for a while, at least until accelerationism maybe makes things better and or worse. So, yeah.
Jam individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
I have gotten it from disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented the disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminoles? I don't really know who the Seminoles are. I have recently experienced head trauma. Wonderful. I need to enter the harbour now on police business. Wonderful. We're done with this line of inquiry. Okay, I'll ask you who the Seminoles.
The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Aeropagites of ancient Pericanasis. Pericanasis. And arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you were born and raised on the islands, but you moved to Revachol?
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulunbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass of Ile du Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
So you did come from the islands? So you did not come from the islands?
No,
he cranes his head.
I have heard about it on the radio.
He would not be appreciative if you... He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women. So you're not really Seminoles, you're just from Revachol!
I'm from Coron, he changes tactics. And no, it is not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Semini strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, a culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about the phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with, and never getting into the harbor.
Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be really good one. That will be our lucky racist. How do you know that will be a next racist? I like the previous racist better, actually. That will be our lucky racist. He will grant us free wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits.
He leans in to inspect.
A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch. Because he won't break eye contact with a Nazi. You can do it. Get Kim. I love that song. Know anything about this mug?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Know anything about it? This your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic gap. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it. What are those tattoos of yours meant to mean?
Racists are generally not good examples of their race.
He gestures towards the lorryman down the street.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble of permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
You sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. You sure you're not craniometrically superior to you?
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia as sexual incompatibility. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation.
What else?
It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al Ghul. From what remains of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer, you are a common criminal, or an offspring of murderers or sailors from Sur le Clef and Vespa, and possibly even the degenerate shit-tubbers of Ubi.
Interesting. So one of my ancestors were the Sur le Clef and the other Vespa?
Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revisholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al Ghul. That is the only reason you are here.
Oh boy. Okay, well... Oh shit, what? Okay! Jesus! Okay, well, now that I've gotten to do the voice, I think I'll take this opportunity to go back in time. Okay, yeah, because time is of the essence, and I probably spent a
What
lot of
Yeah.
time,
are you admiring? It must be frightening to stand. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
Yeah, correct. I'll rule.
Oh! Internationally fermented drinks have existed for 1,000 years. The Ilmarian people did not invent alcohol. It's existed since the Neolithic. Oh my god, I just accidentally my way into making fun of this man even more. Okay.
This is a fabrication the alchemists of Yizot and Bashir and the Rolam and Rul have fed your people. Go on believing in it, race loser.
I don't think you know how history works.
Why don't you have another drink? Your features are not yet congenitally deformed enough.
Oh, what? You think I'm a pretty boy? Well, you want to give me a big, wet, slippery peck on the cheek? That ain't a body part that exists. Whatever, you clearly want to snog me and I don't like it, but that's also cute that you want to.
Oh yeah, Measurehead.
The babe looks at him with eyes full of admiration that transcends the merely sexual. This is going well for Reggerhead. Wait on Argul. Alright, I'm servant of Argul, but I still need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4.
Does this guy run? Yeah, you're just him
Look
after pumping
at
a
you
union.
gave. You dominate. You will be.
It is, babe.
There's a button behind it. I don't need you to...
That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world. Bring your troops, the walls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. Okay. Do I really want to... You know what? Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy. How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand and he's squeezing it. It hurts.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
The pressure on your hand becomes unbearable.
Say it! Say I'm a degenerate alcoholic.
Fuck you! Oh god. Am I really going to let this man kill me just so that I can make a moral point? Let's see what that looks like. Your fist cracks in the hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up into your brain as he's twisting it more and more.
The words to the song have changed. Say, I'm a violent drunk.
Nah, I won't say anything. Oh boy. Oh, I'm about to die. We're gonna see what the game over screen looks like. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure is spreading to your left arm, your jaw. So I'm guessing this is bad. I'm sure it's just heartburn. Oh god. No, it's many years of combined self-neglect and self-abuse. Try to remain conscious. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
Aww. Okay, well, that's kind of adorable. Yeah, but, yeah, I died for nothing, basically. But at least Kim said that I was probably close to solving the murder. So, yeah. Let's do that again, shall we?
Your body.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
You have succumbed. You reek of it. An invisible.
It's not
Kim,
good.
is it really that bad? It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned. I don't have a problem with alcohol, I just have a few drinks on the weekend. That way stuff is unimportant here.
Look, you gay. You dumb. You will.
It is, babe.
Sean, I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the arbor. Enough with this begging. Bring your troops, you all.
Do I really have to? Oh, I can level up. What do I have to be good at to take this man on? Oh god. Okay, physical instrument. Okay, what's my chances now? Yay! Okay. Okay, well that's not very good. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Oh, hang on.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of all. No. Look, you gay. You dumb. You will.
It is.
Bring your you all.
Okay. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash? Hang on, none of this gets me anywhere. I can't believe I forgot all of that after everything that happened before. Kim, what do you think of this? I think this racist will be better than the last. Ah! Okay, let's do that again. Okay, you know what? I probably should have renamed this, the title of this stream to something more, you know, boring and mundane so that no one got any ideas.
Yeah,
Like,
Measure.
oh yeah, silly me. You know what? Never mind. Anyway, how about these I think I've done all of these voice lines.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand. What is this, Andro?
Merely standing up makes you sweat.
Stop it! This
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask...
You reek of it. And if... Yeah. Correct. I'll rule it. This... I don't...
Oh yeah, Measure.
No. Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen. You
Okay,
are once a noble and powerful race.
Okay, that's one way to say I have autism. I'm going to clock you now.
You gave the world. You dumb. You will be.
It is bad.
Bring your to wall.
Okay, well that was not very entertaining, was it? Oh shit, nah. Okay, well that wasn't very enjoyable, was it? Okay, you know what? Let's do this from a different angle. Let us instead proceed to, wow. Oh boy, we have so many tasks. So many things to do. It's quite worrisome. Well, at least I have my explicable feminist agenda to keep me company. Yeah, I really can't afford to learn racism from this man, considering fucking, yeah, like, considering I have to learn Long Way Home, you know, which may or may not figure out a way to get me back home, then, yeah, no, I really don't have time to be wrestling with Razorhead. I think next port of call will probably be I have to go down to the dorks. I have to go down to the dorks to talk to certain people, innit? But first, there's no lockpicking in this door, huh? Man. Well, see you later, manana. Oh, damn it. Oh, come on, I just want to... There we go. Okay, well... What was that? A foreign car kept in good condition. Fair enough. Hang on, I probably should have gone the other way. Yeah, I'm going the other way. Hey, there we go.
Most able-bodied men.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Now that I have Ace's high, I can talk to Kim about it.
Yes?
Oh boy. Okay, I guess not.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
See you later, lady cakes. Hang on. Oh yes, now, oh hang on, before that, didn't Kuno have something to say? Oh, what are you doing down there?
Fuck, does Kuno care?
Wow. I talked to Manana about the armor. So, he raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway. He said you're now the king of the entire Jamrock? I suppose. Oof. Fuck. Okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes? He looked slightly confused. Kuno sent your fat ass running around like Jello. Look, pig! He's suddenly all business. Kuno sent you to rough up some people. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. I will remember this, Kuno. You got fucked, he repeats. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, griefing the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face. Yeah, real interesting. Well, okay then. Kuno doesn't fucking care. Well, okay, before I carry on with my previous ideas, I must insist on blowing myself. Unfortunately, I appear to be out of tissues. Wait, there is one that mysteriously materialized. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, that was a mild, wild goose chase of sorts. I guess we're going back to Kuno's little shit show. Okay, why can't I get... There we go. Okay, so, next plan of business. Try to fleece a rich woman for some money. And I know it sounds really bad when I put it that way, but trust me, it's for a good cause. The good cause is making sure I don't end up sleeping on the streets. Okay, not much trash around here I can use, I guess. Hold up. Oh boy. Yeah, nah, maybe I can come back to that another time. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, roundabout north. Cape Side Apartments. Okay, guess I can't open that.
Hey, up here, piggo.
There's a girl. Did she spill the paint?
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by
The
the
streets
pier.
will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive. Don't use that tone of me and the law. Let's start with your blood type and go from there. Hep. Yeah, when were you last tested? I don't want to say just answer some questions, okay, but just answer
Ask
some questions.
away, pigman, but I don't promise to answer.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? What are you doing to the wall? Do you know anything about the recent murder? I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. She wrinkles her nose. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I am going to go back to fiddling with the voice actors.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Yeah, but we're just trying to solve a murder, which I frankly think is in everyone's best interests, you know. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art? Art for the, body.
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
And there's a little girl wearing gloves there? Okay, yeah, sure. Got it.
Piggy, I have no idea why I just told you that. You look like a shaggy dog left in the rain for too long. I have a weakness for animals. Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write? Why are you so committed to defeating the bill? I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
She wants it to be something true and total.
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
Okay, Attack on Titan.
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna have to stop you. Yeah, I love public art. You know, I may be a bit of a weirdo, but whatever, it's cool.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
She means the opposite. You've lessened her desire to deface the building.
Ah, shit. Maybe I should have told her I thought fuck that. But also I don't.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust, It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Oh.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Oh, you got it, mister.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon.
Righty-tighty.
Watch your back, Ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Well, okay then.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
This is the police.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
Please let me inside. It's cold up. But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Jesus.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Yep, fuck that. Yeah, not my monkey, not my circus. At least not yet. Oh, hold up. Haha! Okay, you know what? Actually... Okay, no. While I'm here, I might as well try to do my... Oh! Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your life. Oh, okay, way to fucking push my head in about it.
Yes?
Okay. Oh! Oh, I have leveled up again! Oh, I can get more conceptualization. That's really good to know. What does this give me? More physical instrument. Okay, I should probably up my conceptualization. Oh god, but what does that leave my suggestion at? Damn it, where's suggestion? Oh, there's suggestion. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes. Oh, this is most embarrassing. Well, we'll see how this goes. Is there more to interact with? Well, that can wait. A long way home is still almost there. Okay, well, let's get wacky!
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds her hand over the railing. Joyce L? What does the L stand for? What exactly is the RCM? I don't remember hearing it from somewhere. What gave us away? Shake her hand. Oh, we'll shake her hand!
Glad to see you here.
If there was an opportunity to unexpectedly slather up her hand, then that would be hilarious.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic.
How interesting. I wish you
turns
a
to
swift
Anfred.
recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat! Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What can you tell me about this strike? What can you do? Do you know something about these tattoos? Show her the photo. You seem rich. Can I have some
It's
money?
what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason.
Yes, so?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
Ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be, for even considering it. This is a woman, and I'm a man. Yes, I should make my own goddamn money by now. You know, not only... Okay, it's not just I'm a goddamn working well, I mean, look, she's not responsible for my salary. The only reason I want to fleece this lady is because she's maybe hired the scabs and other Pines workers to start shit that may be imposing on the union's rights. And that is pretty bad, and therefore I feel not much, guilt about wanting to fleece her for an amount of money.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Oh God. Oh great. Oh, that's adorable. So I have to go between, like, retrying rolls on physical instruments to try to get somewhere with Measurehead, or get somewhere with Volition to try to get some money. And you know what? Maybe it'll work. And you know what? This is for a better cause. So, yeah. That'll probably do, I guess. Can I have some money?
Voila. You're
Jesus! You seem rich. Can I have some money? Can I have some money, Mom? Help me, I'm poor. I need money to keep living.
Yes, of course. I'm sad to hear that. How much do you need?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on?
70 real. I need 10,000 real. Hang on. Okay, well... Okay, you know what? No, if I'm gonna go mad, I'm going to go mad.
Come now. Nobody carries that much cash on their person. Particularly in a place like Martinez. I'd get robbed. And even if I did, I still would not give you 10,000 real. I would rather buy something nice with it, like expensive hi-fi or a new hydrodynamic E40 sail.
Her tone makes clear that you violated some kind of rich person taboo. Wouldn't be the first time.
Hi-fi, like a high-fidelity disco music too?
I like high-fidelity anything, sir. Now, try again, but lower.
70 real, por favor.
That's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it you see paper notes arranged like black gills.
She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You bribed me, all right. I'm your little peon now. I'm an honourable policeman, one of the few good men in Ravish Hall. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out. I'm still getting my head around this whole money shot since I'm a little whoop whoop in the face.
You're right, man. That donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they are properly logged with the precinct.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries?
You're on a boat!
Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word, it, feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name. Okay, but what kind of...
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about the sleek fish? How about the X-something? How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know, feels pretty. I don't know, feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Hey! That sounds like something with some pep in your step, you know what I mean?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice, but it is playful.
Wait, we're on a archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? I thought we were in Revachol. I thought Caillou was an anime character. It looks like Unpun Man, but whatever, it's cool. Still, I haven't seen anyone else. I thought we were in Revachol.
And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Oh, that explains a lot. Understood. This boat.
She nods attentively.
Do you have a license for that boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Good.
Tell me, what do you do at... Yeah, what do you do at the Wild Pines? No, let's see. What can you tell me about this strike? What can you tell me about this lynching? Do you know something about these tattoos? What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves.
I should have saved that question for later.
57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
Damn it, Kim.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I had recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My badge is related to it.
So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and of the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear.
Some
kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
What kind of arrangement would it be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her.
How do I negotiate my way out of this? I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. Yeah, I can come back to this, yeah.
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
Tell me about the Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
So, what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
Wow! That's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. The money I owe is so much less than that.
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the
Wild
mainsail.
Pines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wildbind get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
Where does Wildbind... probably... I didn't mean to do that. I was hoping to sell that. But whatever, it's cool. Probably not start out with a royal monopoly. What does such a system want with a place like this? What does such a system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all the cargo in the world? That's quite the endeavour indeed. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. The company is nothing without them.
We built this district.
We. There it is. She owns up to it.
Ooh.
All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP.
She points behind you where the seawall rises.
Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about Strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it!
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
I highly doubt that very much.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh yeah, we know about him.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What happened to these normals? The scabs at the gate. You put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Not cool!
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Tell me about this Union boss, Monsieur Leclerc.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Is he that bad?
Oh, heavens, no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
Is he that bad? He can't be that bad.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Oh, using nepotism as a derogatory, little miss. My whole company was built on the backs of the grants from the king. But okay then, sure.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the brothers, Claire?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
an effective advocate for the rights of the local working man. A giant leech sucking on the life out of Revachol. Basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. No. We have to scare this lady out of your fucking boots. So, effective advocate for the rights of local working man. Let's go commie with it, I guess.
Why do you think so?
Between Everard, the human leech, and Measurehead, this union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too. To hell with the rest. They're good labor man. Can't fault them for a little corporation. Corruption. The corruption. I'm sorry. But now I wish I said they were elite so that I could say, oh, well, they're racist and fuck racists. Oh, but the wink is knowing, so okay, yeah, the wink. Between every... although... no, that would imply that I actually know shit, though. Sounds like they're already told, I'm already told too, so hell with the rest. I can't fault them for a little corruption.
Ha! A real man of the left. What else can I tell you about?
You said something upon the elections, but also what is it about?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive comic pop. I didn't mean to press that! But whatever, it's cool. Seems like they have no idea about business. Oh yeah. Over-aggressive commie posturing.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't know what does that mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings, the king's the king. The king is dead, long live the workers! The workers can't be kings, the king's king.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Oh! Oh, okay, so he may or may not have made the call. So finding out about that would probably be helpful.
This checks out.
Okay, you said something up on the election.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
It happens.
Does it? The company suspects foul play. But there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
As much as I really... Okay, pause for a hot second. I really, really want to get through this game. Like, not just because I want to find out what's happening, even though, admittedly, I am having a very damn hard time following it, even though I am following it for the most part, but also because I want to watch more of the Something Rotten podcast. Yes, yeah, like, I don't know, I mean, y'all probably either don't know what it is, or you do know what it is because it's literally by a channel 1 billion times bigger than me, which, I mean, isn't saying much. All of my subscriber numbers are in the double digits right now across all platforms, but whatever, that may change sometime. Who knows? Who cares? We're flundle bears. I guess let's continue, shall we?
Of
Next
course.
topic.
How else can I help?
Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
That's the man who was killed. I'm
Why?
afraid this is a
How is you
discussion for
looking at
once
the
we've
photo
cleared the link.
titled
Better not
lynching?
tie the fort.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of formal protocol.
Okay, let's check my missions. Interview with the Union boss. Find out Rana. Oh boy, report your missing badge. Did I not already report my missing badge? Pay for the damages. Who took the clothes? Find all the ammo pieces. And the gloves. Joyce's info on the lynching.
Of course, the situation is extremely Of course, Detective.
Oh.
Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Yes, we should all stop building love. Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner. Can't argue with that. Even if love isn't working out, it's still good to have love, because love is good, and it feels good, and it's good for everyone. So, yeah.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff.
Alright, that sounds like me. I haven't said anything like that. I've said some mildly left stuff, but none of those.
Oh yes, the cross of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Wait, first, what's this communism even about? Okay, let's see what our guy thinks about communism.
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
Time to stop. I guess we're a communist now.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squads? You don't say anything about those. Just leaves her in the prison.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Jesus. Oh God. Oh, what do we have here?
Lonesome, long way home.
Yes!
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead, to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then, past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Okay. 11 Voyager Road. I guess I was right. This would be my address home. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psi. I don't know what that refers to, but... Oh, speed! Oh yeah, because you can get drugs in this game, so yeah. Okay. Oh god. Okay. White Morning and the Mazovian Socioeconomics. Okay, well, before I get into all of that, okay, as someone I'm going to talk a little bit about the communisms of this game so far. So, okay, again, I keep saying this almost every time I talk about economics and politics, but just for those of you who may not be as familiar with my particular standings, I would say that I'm very left in terms of social progressivisms and basically agnostic everywhere else. Which I know is incomplete and not great, and it's, and obviously I know enough about economics to at least say that, there's a lot of intersections between how certain bigotries are perpetuated systematically, and it's not just a function of like lower stakes people doing bad stuff, but also the bigger stakes people of like politicians and organizations collectively agreeing to fluff people over, and and all sorts of things, and that can happen under communistic situations as well. But at the moment we live in a capitalist country, and it happens in capitalist countries as well. So yeah, like fairly baseline stuff in the broad strokes to say. So with that in mind, one of the only other things I knew about this game before, like, properly, before playing it properly, was just the nebulous sense that this game was really popular with the self-described dirtbag left. I say this as someone with a friend who also self-described at one point as the dirtbag left, or a dirtbag leftist. So, which I imagine includes, like, tankies and other assorted left extremists in general, and and I would say, like, I guess on the one, I was going to say it almost could be an aspect of the satire paradox. But honestly, I can't. I really don't think this game suffers from satire paradox just because, like, just because it's very, very clear about how your dude is a laughing stock who doesn't do things or get things well. Like, no matter what you choose to believe, it's less so making fun of the things that you choose to believe, and more so making fun of the fact that he's believing it very clumsily and cringeworthily. you know, so there's that, you know, so yeah, is there anything else I could... I guess also the fact that I guess that little monologue about the communisms that we just went through also, I mean, it read to me... I mean, again, this isn't an entirely unique observation on my part, but, like, it was very much coming across as, I guess, making fun of, I guess, to put it in a certain way, left-wing egoists, you know, the type of people who, yeah, okay, to put it in a more entertaining way, it reminds me of that Daniel Sloss joke, where he joked about how sometimes, even though he's very happy to be left-wing in a lot of ways, it is also annoying in other ways, because in order to make friends with people on the left, you have to be at least as left-wing as the person you're talking to. For example, he gives the example of some person could say, oh, are you pro-BLM? And you say, yes, I'm pro-BLM. Okay, are you pro-LGBT? Yes, I'm pro-LGBT. Are you a vegan? Okay, well, I'm not a vegan. And then the other person goes, well, why don't you join the rest of the fucking Nazis? So, you know, whereas, until recently, like, I was going to say, like, for me, as someone who's more left-leaning on a lot of things, it seems like the right wing of society seem to have more unity on a lot of things between the centre-right and the extreme-right. Until the recent messy breakup between Elon Pelon and Donald Trump. So, yeah. So, I mean, granted, the reasons for their I guess, breakup, quote unquote, isn't entirely ideological, and is more so about, like, wanting to get more money. But yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, like, up until recently, it's felt like I have felt more confident saying, wow, it really does seem like it's a lot easier to be a intersectional far-right bigot who is also casually friends with centre-right conservatives than it is to be a, I guess, centre-left liberal who is also friends with more extreme leftists, so, to put it that way. Nowadays, I would say that mode of thinking is probably going out the door. Or actually, no. I'd say it's going out the door in terms of the right wing. I think the right wing is starting to figure out that, okay, yeah, no, you're in the chamber with the mad lady in the attic, and you should maybe try to incorporate more viewpoints into standing up for things that aren't right. But I don't think that the left wing of... Yeah, like, I mean, in a perfect world, I would say, okay, yeah, like, you know, like, left wing and right wing together in perfect harmony, where everything can work out and everyone gets a slice of the pie. But at the end of the day, you know, like, again, I'm coming at this from a relatively simple, like, understanding of things. I have yet to do a huge amount of reading and research beyond, like, conversations with my more educated friends and more educated analysis commentators and YouTubers. But at the end of the day, sometimes there are lines that people don't want to cross, usually for illogical reasons or unfactual reasons that they just want to stick in because they have their little believies. And I know I'm talking very flippantly about, like, how ideologies work, but it really is an important thing, because, like I would say, like, up until recently, this is a little like, oh, top-notch analysis, what are some recent political shifts that have been happening in my mind? I would say Kamala losing has been the first time that I've had to reckon with the idea that more like that's like a bigger section of left-leaning and leftist people are not as anti-racist as or commonly anti-racist as I thought they would be. Like, just because they really just flipped out of nowhere in terms of just being like, well, we're never going to get like someone who's going to be properly like pro Gaza, pro Gaza, anti-Israel, la di da di da, and it's like, yeah, but we were never going to get that. And like, I'm not saying vote blue no matter who. I'm saying vote blue when one of the candidates is just a lady who exists, and the other one is someone who is constantly promising to make things worse, and also very loudly and proudly brags about not being particularly well versed in how he wants to do things. You know, Mr. I have concepts of a plan. Mr. I have, Mr. I barely know what a dog whistle is, so I might as well just say anything and get away with impunity for the most part. Like, yeah, like, literally the whole bit in Andor, you know, it's easier to hide behind 88 atrocities than it is to hide behind one. You know, just because then, by that point, so many bad things have happened that you barely care about any of the bad things that have happened. It just becomes a fact of life. This all started from me talking about a video game, just to clarify. I was going somewhere with this, like... Yeah, pretty much. So, in terms of how all of this loops back to, I guess what I thought this element of the game was talking about with its little communism monologue, like, yeah, like, I guess that just seems to be, well, I guess there is also, okay, yeah, no, I will say this. Even though, like, right-wing people talk a fat lot about, postmodernism bad. Postmodernism is literally the devil, and it wants to sneak into your house and punch your children in the face. This is all despite the fact that a lot of their major spokespeople are so postmodernists that they just flagrantly say things that aren't true half the time, and... So how does that earlier part relate to postmodernism? What I'm saying is, okay, you know what? I've lost my thread. I've lost my train of thought with regards to that. But yeah, basically, more broadly, there does seem to be, like, at least from, again, speaking as someone who has only, like, met and knows one dirtbag left person, there is a big sense of, like, saying, yo, this stuff is objectively right because fuck you, and if you think otherwise, then you're literally trying to steal the sugar from my cupboard. And, like, and sometimes, on certain individual topics, that is a good attitude to have, because sometimes righteous anger is good. You know, especially when it is anger in response to actual, not just perceived, but actual attacks on personal freedoms, as well as the freedoms of others, and also understanding that some people's, like, and then that leads to the whole thing about, I should be allowed to do absolutely anything, and if other people don't allow me to do absolutely anything, then I will simply call the police for someone using the bathroom. That's a whole other can of worms. But anyway. Okay, you know what? I feel like I was going somewhere with this. I just, like, octopus straddled my way into like 5 different directions for conversation, and And also it's getting late and I have to wrap up some other things going forward. So I'm going to call things here. So yeah, I do have multiple load points, so I probably won't... Should I continue from this save point? I probably won't, but we'll see. So yeah, until next time, take care now, bye-bye then, and I will talk to you later. Take care, all.